well, obviously, I just left teaching and left my kind of academic life, which was a PhD in German theatre, to go and run a theatre in Hull. I got the job because Danny Boyle, who had been in the interview room before me, had suggested he did a play about fishing if he went to Hull, and they'd done one about fishing. So I suggested I'd do a play about rugby league because my MA was on David Storey. And then I had to deliver the play, and Up and Under was that play. And I had an interest in European theatre and sport, and Up and Under was an opportunity to weld my two interests together. Sport on the one hand, and kind of physical European theatre on the other, and Up and Under was the result of that. I'd actually, in my mind, had written a serious play about working class leisure time, and rugby league is one of the few sports that actually came out of the working class movement. It was designed and put together by in the face of if you like, hostility from rugby union. It was a very northern thing, so I thought it suited the north where I lived and still live and work. And I was surprised when people started to laugh at the play. I mean, the model for it was Rocky, you know, the underdog thing, and that's still very, you know, very current today, especially after England's performance at the World Cup. We tend to do underdog very well here, and we live with disappointment extremely well. And in a sense, that's what the play's about. It celebrates all those people who are, perhaps like me, you know, 5 stone overweight, but would love to still be playing rugby. Or all those guys who think next year I'm going to do the London Marathon. And some of them, and many of them, against all kind of lots of barriers and lots of hurdles, deliver and quest. My first involvement with Edinburgh in 1977 was a play called Bouncers, which I'm perhaps equally well known for as Up and Under. And I was in it, I was half the cast, and on the first performance there were 2 people in the audience. One was a drunk and one was a critic from the Scotsman. And the drunk came on stage and started talking to us, and the critic left. And we never got a review. And the next night, no one came to see the play. And the next night, 2 people came. And then the next night, Brian Glover came, and Alex Glasgow and Henry Livings, who were northern writers, and gave me a lot of encouragement. But sadly, we'd only gone to Edinburgh for 10 days. So, you know, by the time word was getting around about our show, we were out of there. But, you know, we weren't put off, and we went back the next year. Then we kept going back with shows. I did a Clockwork Orange at Edinburgh in 1980, way before the Royal Shakespeare Company did it. And then, you know, when I left teaching and went to join Hull Truck and run Hull Truck, Edinburgh was part of our kind of shop window. It's like it's a knockout. It's the theatrical equivalent of it's a knockout. You know, I understand there are more shows there this year than ever, and more plays. I think it went through late 80s, early 90s. It went through a stand-up comedy kind of phase, but plays seem to be going much more back into focus, which is my interest and why I'm fond of Edinburgh. I think it's a great melting pot, you know, and I'm not talking about somebody who's written 57 plays, because it doesn't matter how many you've written, it's what you're working on today that actually counts, and whether or not you can make it work in the space you've been allocated. Be a barrister. Oh, I mean, I genuinely feel like I've only just been warming up, you know, the last 25 years. I feel very much like I've been working away in Hull and doing what I've wanted to do and toured it around and done television and done films and so on and so forth. And I'm still very excited about the potential of making theatre on a larger canvas, which will speak to more people about what different subjects, global warming, you know, the state of the nation. I think there is a way to capture the state of the nation play, which is popular rather than esoteric, and that would be my aim for the future.